All right, guys, we are working on our workbooks today. We're going to start there. Page 301. 301 in your workbooks. You don't have it, please get it soon. If you didn't grab it or you're a little behind, just stop the video so you can go get it. All right. Looks like some of these are already done for you. I'm going to check your workbook, see if you've done these yet. I didn't think we had. Yeah, for some reason mine are done. I don't know if they're done right or if I grabbed the wrong workbook here. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, this one looks better. 301, just had the wrong book there. I apologize for that. All right, so checking, just multiplying. Should my answer be negative or positive? -1 times -3. So you have one negative there. It should, of course, be -3. 4 times -1 would give me -4. What times -1 would give me -7? That should be 7. -2 times -1 would be a +2. -1 times 8 gives me -8. And -1 times 12 would give me -12. So again, watching the negative signs. All right, it says solve the equations involving implied coefficients. Show all of your work. Now what implied means is you do not have a number in front of the letter here. Okay, so the number in front is called the coefficient. So if there's ever nothing in front of the variable, it's because it's a 1. Okay, it's a 1. Why do they leave off a 1? Well, because 1 times anything is itself, so they don't put a 1 there. So you'll see a 2, here you see a 3 and a 6. Those are coefficients. If there's ever just a letter, you can always write in a 1 there. All right, so if negative a equals 25, what does positive a equal? Well, if I just simply take off the negative signs, right, positive on both sides, I'd get 25. Next one, what is 1b? Again, I can add a 1 here. 1b minus 2b. So if I have 1 apple and I take 2 away, I'm going to be in the whole 1 apple, right? So I'm going to put -1b equals 12. Again, I never want a negative b. I'm going to change it positive. So if I change the sign on this one, what do you think I got to do here? I have to change the sign there as well. So your answer should be -12. All right, next one, -27. I got a -3c and a -6c on that side. That should be a total of -9c. Two negatives, I add them together, I got -9. And again, I want to get the variable by itself here always. So how do I get rid of -9 times c? What's the opposite of multiplying by -9? And that would be dividing by -9. So 27 divided by -9 would be a +3. Next one, -d equals 5 plus a -5. 5 plus a -5 is 0. Again, I don't care about a -d. I care about a +d. Do I need to put a sign here? The answer is no. There's no positive or -0. All right, there's no positive or -0. So no sign needed there. Again, I have a m plus 2m minus 4m. Remember, you can always put a 1 in front. So I have a 1m plus 2m. That's 3m. What's 3m minus 4m? That would be a -m equals -5. And again, I never want a negative variable. I care about positives only. So make it positive. Make this one positive. Your answer is m equals 5. All right, let's look at today's homework. Sorry, notes. Today's notes. So we're going to talk about, again, negative coefficients. We've talked about that quite a bit. The coefficient is the number the variable is being multiplied by. So you're filling in here multiplied by for your notes. Multiplied by. Okay, coefficient is a number in front of the variable. So what coefficient is in front of here? What is in front of the x? And again, it's a 1. The negative there is going to make it a negative 1. What number is in front of the x here? No negative there, so I can just put a positive 1. What coefficient is in front of the y? It's a 1, but look at the negative there. And what coefficient is in front of the x here? And that would be negative 2. Solve the equations and check your answers. So I want to get the m by itself, so I got to do the opposite of a adding 6. Off the screen there, I apologize. Opposite of an adding 6 is subtracting 6. 0 minus 6 is negative 6. And I am going to divide by the number in front. I'm going to divide by that 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. And now I'm going to check my answer. Yes, we need to check it. So 3 times negative 2, I'm putting my negative 2 in for my variable, plus 6. The question is, does that equal 0? 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, plus 6 is 0. Yes, of course, that is correct. Got a number in front of the x here. I'm just got to divide by it. I got to divide by negative 2, because the opposite of negative 2 times x is dividing by it. So I'm dividing by negative 2, and I get x equals, what's 10 divided by negative 2? Negative 5, don't forget the negative. Check my answer. Negative 2 times x, I just said was negative 5. Does that equal 10? And negative 2 times negative 5 is 10, so you know you got it right. Number 7, negative x equals 8. So again, if you ever have a negative out front, I could just care about the positive. So I'm essentially dividing by a negative 1 here. If I switch the sign here, what do I do to this guy? And yes, I need to switch the sign there. Checking is pretty interesting on this one. I have a negative x, and I'm plugging in a negative 8 there. 2 negatives make a positive, so yes, it does equal 8. Question 8, write an algebraic equation. Algebraic means it's going to have variables. Equations mean it's going to have an equal sign to solve it. Okay, does your answer make sense? So here's what we have. Carla and Jaden are friends. Probably not going to be very important to our problem here. Carla is 2 years younger than Jaden. When their ages are combined, they add up to 26. How old is Carla? How old is Jaden? Okay, so we know that Carla is 2 years younger than Jaden, but we have no idea what Jaden's age is. So let's say Jaden is X. If Carla is 2 years younger than Jaden, what's 2 years younger than X? How do I show 2 years less than X? That should just be X minus 2. All right, now look at this guy right here. When their ages are combined, they add up to 26. So that means if I add Carla's and Jaden, they're going to equal 26. Now let's combine like terms. What's x plus x? 2x minus 2 equals 26. Opposite of a minus 2 is adding 2. And I get 2x equals 28. So my x is 14. Now, whose age corresponds with just the letter x? And that would, of course, be Jaden. Jaden, we said, was x, so that is 14 years old. Carla is 2 years less than that, so 14 minus 2. 12 years old, and notice if you add them up, what do you get? Add them up, you get 26. All right, let's talk about the homework. Okay, question number 1, it just says tell the coefficients. That's just like what we did here. Just write down the coefficient. You don't have to do anything besides that. Watch for signs, though. Question 2, not really a lot of room here to work, so please do that on a loose leaf. You can do it on the back as well. if you prefer that. That is just like we did right here. It does say to check them as well. So there'll be 2 points, one for solving it, one for checking it. You want both points, do both. Question number 3. Solve the following word problem. So this is just like we did here. Got 2 of those to do. Got 2 of those to do. If it helps you to write a couple things like this for the things that you're trying to figure out, please do so. Okay, do the best you can. And question number 4. 4 questions there. You got a multiplying and adding, multiplying, multiplying. You got a proportion here, and then a multiplying. So be careful. Remember to do the opposite on problems like this one. The opposite of multiplying by 5 would be divide by 5. Opposite of multiplying by 4, divide by 4 to get the answer. 2 parts here. Remember, you got to do the opposite of this first, and then divide by the coefficient. Okay, again, do that one on a loose leaf as well. Okay, and just to see who's all paying attention here and actually watching the videos, I want you to put a little triangle around 617. So when you hand it in tomorrow, I can see who watched the video for the entire 11.5 minutes. All right, so just page 617 due tomorrow. Please hang on to it until then.